Hi Apple lovers, and welcome to another episode of the Tech Hub. Today we are reviewing the very powerful, very mini Mac Mini. It just came out, it's taken the industry by storm. So let's check it out. Let's start the episode. We are checking this beast out, and I have always been drawn to this through all the rumors mills for the last couple of months. The sound of it was awesome. I did have the Mac Studio, and it was my ideal setup. I started with a Mac Mini when I came away from my Mac due to the changes. I then saved up for a Mac Studio, got the Mac Studio display, and was happy about it. And then we started hearing the rumors about this redesigned Mac Mini. I think you agree, it looks stunning. It looks like a mini Mac Studio, like period, it is. But I think it suits my setup more. The Mac Studio, it's a beast, but it's a beast in size as well. I mean, look at it. It's bigger than an Apple TV. But look, it's the same size as my TS4. It's great. So aesthetically, I was drawn to it. But also the power as well. So today we're going to go through my initial thoughts, and also one of the reasons I wanted to do this video, there's been plenty of videos already in the tech community, was going from an M1 Mac Studio. I really wanted someone to tell me, right, what is the difference going to be? Is it worth upgrading? Because it almost sounds like a downgrade. But actually, there's a few caveats to it, but I'm very happy I made the decision. Now, let me explain why. So this is why I switched from the M1 Mac Studio. I am a semi-pro. Yes, I do video editing, but maybe a couple of videos a week at 4K, 24 frames a second, nothing more than 20 minutes. I do photo editing, but it's very much for personal stuff. So yeah, I'm not a pro. I am a semi-pro. Now this chat in comparison is the base model M1 Mac Studio. So that's 32 gigs of RAM, 512 gigabyte hard drive, 32 gigs of RAM, M1 Max chip, not the Ultra. Now, if you've got the Ultra, you're probably not even watching this video. And even if you've got the M2, now this for me applies to the base model M2 Studio. But if you've got an Ultra chip and you need an Ultra chip for your work, for your life, don't watch this video, stick with the Mac Studio. But I was at okay, I've got the baseline Studio. I'm a semi-pro. This was very appealing from all of the talk about it. Is it worth it? Now, all I can give you is my opinion on this, but I've not seen this opinion or comparison anywhere else. So that's one of the reasons I wanted to do this video. So let's compare the chip. So the M1 Max versus the M4 chip. So the M1 Max was Apple's flagship Pro chip from 2021, built on a 5nm process with 57 billion transistors. So fast forward to 2024, the M4 is crafted on the 3nm process, offering greater efficiency and performance with a more modern design. The advancement gives the M4 the edge in power efficiency while still delivering cutting-edge performance. The M1 Max features a 10-core CPU, 8 performance cores and 2 efficiency cores, and up to 32 GPU cores, making it ideal for graphics-heavy tasks like video editing and 3D rendering. Well, of course, that's the thing. Apart from, I would say, semi-pro video editing, like I said, and a bit of gaming, I didn't need that GPU power, so that was always overkill when it came to the setup I had with my Mac Studio. So the M4, on the other hand, has a 10-core CPU, but a balanced approach with 4 performance cores and 6 efficiency cores. It comes with 10 GPU cores, but don't let that lower core count fool you. Apple claims the M4 delivers up to 1.8 times faster CPU performance and 2.2 times faster GPU performance than the M1 base model. While it can't match the raw GPU power of the M1 Max, the M4 excels in everyday efficiency and AI-related tasks. And that's why I think there's been a big push this year. This is built for Apple Intelligence. It is built for AI. So very much the usual process of using a computer, those everyday tasks, it is better for. So when it comes to AI, the M4's 16-core neural engine processes tasks 3 times faster than the M1's and 2 times faster than the M3's. It's perfect for features like live transcription, photo edits, and machine learning workflows. Now, the M1 Max, while still capable, isn't as optimized for AI-focused applications. And of course, we've got an insane single core performance from the M4 as well. The M1 Max supports up to 64 gigabytes of unified memory with 400 gigabytes per second bandwidth, crucial for handling large data sets or multitasking in pro workflows. There's that word again, pro. The M4 starts at 16 gigs, expandable to 64 gigabytes with the M4 Pro. While its memory bandwidth is lower, its architecture optimizes how much memory it uses. Now, this is the 24 gigabytes of RAM version with 512 hard drive, but the M4 base chip, not the Pro. So when it comes to displays, the M1 Max is unbeatable, supporting up to 4 6K Pro display XDRs. The M4 supports 2 6K displays and 1 4K display, or 3 6K displays with the Pro variant. I have that and that. I don't need any other displays. So that's another tick for the M4 for me, for the Mac Mini. So who are these chips for? The M1 Max is perfect for professionals in video editing, 3D modeling, and graphic design, while GPU power and memory bandwidth are critical, no doubt. The M4 is tailored for creators, developers, and gamers who need a balance of performance and energy efficiency. And it's cheaper as well. So I'm not a pro, I'm a semi-pro. So this covers everything I need, and it does look better. So essentially, if you're a pro with demanding workflows, the M1 Max or the M2 might still be your go-to. But for most users, the M4 offers an unbeatable combination of power and efficiency in 2024. So if you're a basic user or a semi-pro like myself, you can't go wrong. If you are a pro, you're not even watching this video. If you need the ultra trip, stick with it. So I hope that helps answer that question, because I couldn't find the answer, and I just went for it, and I'm glad I did, because I think I was right too. It is a lot snappier. I've done a bit of Final Cut Pro already. I can't see the difference. So let's look at the specification of the new Mac Mini. So the Mac Mini M4 starts at just £599 or dollars, offering serious performance upgrades. Powered by Apple's M4 chip, it features a 10-core CPU and a 10-core GPU, delivering up to 1.8 times faster CPU and 2.2 times faster GPU performance compared to the M1 model. For those who need more power, the M4 Pro steps it up with a 14-core CPU and 20-core GPU. Now, again, I didn't go for the Pro because I don't feel that made enough of a difference as a semi-pro, but also it meant that I was going to make money on selling my studio compared to this, which cost me £900 due to Apple's education pricing. So memory starts at 16 gigs of unified RAM with options to upgrade to 24 gigabytes or even 64 gigabytes if you opt for the Pro model. Storage is equally flexible, starting at 256 gigabytes SSD and configurable up to 8 terabytes for massive media libraries. However, don't go higher than, I would say don't go higher than 512. I went for the 512. Get external hard drives, it's cheaper. And of course, I've got the TS4. So when it comes to connectivity, the M4 model includes 3 Thunderbolt 4 ports, and there's 2 on the front as well, an HDMI port and a Gigabyte Ethernet, which you can upgrade up to 10 gig, but I've only got a gig connection, so I didn't do that. So while the Pro version offers Thunderbolt 5 and a 10 Gigabyte Ethernet. Both models support multiple displays, with the base M4 capable of powering 2 6K displays and 1 4K display simultaneously. The compact design remains as sleek as ever, just 5 inches wide and 2 inches tall, milled from a single block of aluminium. Apple claims this little box is up to 6 times faster than competing PCs in its class. Whether you're into video editing, software development, or even light gaming, this Mac Mini is built to impress. So as I always do in these videos, let's compare it to the previous generations. We're not even going to compare the body, it's night and day. So this is more about the performance. So let's put the Mac Mini M4 head to head against its predecessor, the M1 and the M2 version. So let's break down the specs to see how far Apple has pushed this tiny little desktop. So let's start with the brain of these machines, the processor. The M1 released in 2020 had an 8-core CPU, 4 performance cores and 4 efficiency cores, and an 8-core GPU. It set the stage for Apple Silicon's efficiency and power. The M2 launched in 2022, bumped that up to 10-core GPU, offering a 25% graphics boost over the M1. Now the M4, Apple was raising the stakes. We're looking at a 10-core CPU and a 10-core GPU, delivering up to 1.8 times the CPU performance and 2.2 times the GPU power compared to the M1. From 4K video editing to the machine learning tasks, the M4 crushes the M1 and even outpaces the M2 in most scenarios. Now, there was never an M3 released for the Mac Mini. When it comes to memory, the M1 started with 8 GB of unified RAM, upgradable to 16 GB. The M2 offered the same base memory, but introduced a 24 GB option. Now, the M4 double down starts at 16 gigs of RAM. Thank you, Apple, on all of your Macs. 16 gig is the lowest. Nice one. And configurable up to 32 gigs, with the Pro model reaching an impressive 64 gigs. Like I said, I went for the 24 gig model. So, storage options also took a leap. The M1 and M2 maxed out at 2 terabyte SSDs, while the M4 can handle a staggering 8 terabytes, perfect for power users. However, with Apple's pricing, it's cheaper to get external hard drives. And if you get many, get a TS4 dock. I mean, look at it. It looks great there. Now I got the 512 option, which was the same as my Mac Studio. So here's where things get interesting for creators and professionals. The M1 supported just 2 displays, one 6K via Thunderbolt and one 4K via HDMI. The M2 added support for higher resolution external monitors. The M4, however, steals the show. It can drive 2 6K displays and one 4K simultaneously. The Pro model steps it up even further with support for 3 6K displays and one 8K display. On the port size, the M1 and M2 offered Thunderbolt 3, while the M4 boasts Thunderbolt 4, plus the Pro variant even includes Thunderbolt 5, ensuring faster data transfer and better external device support. Now, as for that price tag, the M1 launched at $699, while the M2 started at $599. The M4 matches that at $599. However, if you can get it on the education store, it's £100 less. So, packing way more performance into the same compact frame at the same price. For professionals, the M4 Pro begins at just $1,299. Personally, though, I think with the baseline storage and gigabytes, you're better off sticking with the Mac Studio if you're thinking about the Pro version of this. So, to sum it up, the M4 Mac Mini redefines what you can expect from a compact desktop, leaving the M1 and M2 in the dust. Are these upgrades worth it for you? Well, like I said, depends what you are. If you're like me, if you're just a normal user or a semi-pro, go for this one. Don't worry about the Pro. I would fork out money on the storage rather than the RAM this year. Usually we say up the RAM because you're going to see a performance benefit there. However, now it starts at 16 gig. However, I'm super glad I did go for 24 gigabytes. It's just a lot snappier. And all I can relate this to, I'm not doing benchmarks. Enough other videos have done benchmarking and I'm not that good at it. However, it feels quicker. Everything's just on straight away. It's just no delay in anything. And I maintain my machine well when I had the Mac Studio. So I often, and I think I used this when I reviewed the latest iPad mini. The snappier the iPhone 15 to the 16 got, the snappier the iPad mini 7th gen from the 6th gen got. Now we see the same here, snappier. It's an incredible machine. You can't go wrong. So that's it for this episode. Tell me, what's your thoughts of the Mac Mini? Has this video helped you decide? Have you got one? If so, which configuration did you go for? Please leave your comments below and be kind. Please like this video. Please subscribe to me. You can also follow me on Instagram and Threads at TechHubWilts UK. And I'll see you on the next episode.